Hey guys, what is going on? This is Ip of RageQuitTV, gonna be casting a game between Evil Geniuses Idra and TSL.Inori. It is a PVZ on Daybreak, and yes, this is from MLG Winter. And Idra did impress me at this MLG. He did lose to JYP after pretty much winning the game and throwing it away. But in the interview afterwards, Idra had said something along the lines of, I'm bad at that matchup and he's a very good player or something. He didn't say anything about imbalances. He just said, I am having difficulties with the matchup. And the first step to rehabilitation is always admitting you have a problem. And it's not the game, it is you. And Idra is starting to improve, his mindset at least. And that does improve his game. Because Idra, whether you believe it or not, is a very talented player. And his biggest weakness, I would say, are kind of bad players, or not bad players, but just unpredictabilities. Because Idra's one of those players that he wants to defend with having like one ling off in the early game, and I probably said that bad. He wants to defend, and he only wants like one ling left. He is one of those minimalistic guys, and that is just how he plays. He plays a very dangerous game opposed to Stefano. Stefano, he overproduces. He is confident once he gets to the late game, he's gonna win. Idra, he isn't like that. He's like, okay, I gotta be as efficient as possible. And Inori, he is a very tough Protoss opponent to play against. He did just knock out a Stefano, if you did watch the games before this. And, Idra did trash talk him a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people don't really know why. Inori, from what I have seen, he is a 2-basing Protoss, and it's not that there's anything bad against that. That's how MC got his name out there, and then he became a, just macro beast all around. You gotta start somewhere. But what makes Inori a little bit different than most 2-basing Protosses is it is so hard to scout him, because he just has the weirdest gas timings, and you think you know what's coming, and it's something completely different. And Inori, his builds aren't optimal, because he tries to hide his build. It's almost fully optimal. I'd say it's like 90% the strength it should be, which is very strong. If it catches you off good, you just lose the game, as we did see Inori take out Stefano. And some things, like examples of that, staying on one gas a little bit longer, this one base getting fully completed, and then taking this gas at the normal 3rd gas timing, only going up on 2 gas though, and making your opponent think you're going like a Stargate. That is something I believe he did against Stefano, but it's just things like that. I know one thing he did is get these 2 gases in his main extremely early on a map where the chances are the Overlord will not be going in to see these gases, and going DTs just off of 2 gas. And generally, you won't really build detection if you don't see them take their 3rd or 4th gas. Just because, I'd say 19 times out of 20, it's not going to be DTs. It just catches you way off good, and that is what Inori does. It is a little bit cheesy. He loves playing rock, paper, scissors, but he's playing rock, paper, scissors where he gets to pick 2 items, and chances are he's going to win. He just has that probability chance when he throws the dice, because, well, he knows his build, and he executes them pretty darn well. Hopefully that does make sense. Just through the gist, he's a 2-base Protoss who does a little bit unique builds to hide exactly what he's doing. Idra did get his 3rd base up at first, and now he is going for his natural. This did get blocked by the probe, and Idra just went down here and took a base. I didn't really talk about that because I was on a rant, but we're off that now. We'll see exactly what Idra does. It is approaching 5:30 around. It's either 5:45 or 6:15. Between that time, I think Idra will take both of these gases. And has he seen the wall? I think it was a Forge Gateway, then a Cybernetic Core, so that should be 6:15 that he takes. Yeah. Takes both the gases now. And that was me trying to sound smart. It was exactly between when I said 5:45 and 6:15. Just get those gas up in that time, so you can get the layer timing and get roach speed before some things do hit. Roach speed helps tremendously when dealing with any type of gateway all-in. If you get that up, you are golden. Going to the drone count, Idra is only at 37. But, oh, this queen isn't done yet. I think that queen may be a little bit delayed. I am not too sure, but it just feels like that queen is a little bit behind. Rotorn is being built. Idra doesn't have the 100 gas just yet. He is at 76, so we'll see if he ends up getting this layer first, and this is Stefano style. And Idra has been taking a page out of Stefano's book and studying him quite a bit. So we'll see if he ends up going this. His normal build was to go for the speed first in ZVP, but lately he has been going for that fast layer, and he's going up to a little bit too late to get that layer, I would say. He is at 200 gas, and that is not good. This is delaying him quite a bit. And going up to 7 roaches, so he just wants to get the defense right now. Delaying this layer, going to be getting an Evo chamber. And what does he see? He does see a 3rd gas from Inori. So that may be why he's delaying the layer just a little bit, because it doesn't look like a gateway all in. But by what we see, it is going to be Blink Stalkers. And Idra looking like he is gearing up to defend against like Stargate play or DT play. Because, well, he sees 3 gases, and you want to get Spore Crawlers up if you see 3 gases, because if you don't, you can just lose. Spore Crawlers defend against both DTs and Void Rays, which is generally what happens when you do see 3 gas at that time. But Inori, he is stacking gas. He doesn't need that 3rd gas, but it is kind of delaying Idra, and Idra is now just finished that layer much later, and Blink is almost done. He is going to have a hard time defending against this, but the layer is about to pop. That roach speed is not that long of an upgrade. Idra just has to hold on, and then he will be just fine. This is very aggressive from Inori, and he is still floating quite a bit of gas, just building more and more Stalkers. Idra actually supply capping himself right now. Can't really build anything going to his hatches. He has 14 lava right now, but doesn't have any overlords to build units, and just losing 1, but 5 are on the way. That speed is about halfway done for Idra. The roach speed just starting. That first one was, of course, Ling speed. And Idra actually started Ling speed before the roach speed, and that is actually normal. That is not out of the ordinary. Inori is dealing a lot of damage. I don't know if Idra can hold this. This is a lot of Stalkers. That roach speed is not done yet. A lot of roaches just now coming up. Idra going to be trying to do this. Great blinking from Inori right now. Blinking their Stalkers back just before they do die. One does go down there, but he is keeping majority of them alive. Link's now going to be joining the fight, but there are no more roaches. The Stalkers are getting low, and Idra just leaves the game. And I really want to get back and look at this layer, because his first 100 gas did not go to it. And does he see the 3rd gas when he delays this? That is my main question. So he's at 76 gas. We'll see when Inori does end up taking this. Right now, right as Idra hits the moment when he can build a layer, Inori takes this 3rd gas, and I think that may be on purpose to try to maybe stop this. Stop the layer and say, oh, I gotta get an Evo chamber, because watch what Idra does. Like, almost immediately he will be getting the Evo chamber. Well, not immediately. He delays it a little bit. He doesn't have to get it up until, I think the Spore Crawler has to be up around 8:45/9 minutes. And let's see, does Idra also see the Forge? Forge has research. Let's just see if Idra sees that research at all. So delaying that research, well, not delaying it, but not getting it yet. Idra's Overlord does go away, so second that Overlord does leave, Inori starts the upgrade, and that, he has 82 gas left over, so I think could he have seen that Overlord? Let's go in his vision. That may have just been completely luck, but we'll see what he sees, if he sees the Overlord leaving. I think he did see the Overlord leave and start that. We'll just go back a little bit slower. Okay. Let's see. He does have it on a hotkey. It is number 6, so he can do this extremely fast. Overlord spotted. It's going away. And he should start this like now. So when he sees the Overlord leaving, that is just a coincidence because he's at 14 gas. Just a lucky thing from Inori.Idra leaving a little bit too early, but he is in the risk of like a Stalker or a Sentry coming out, so it is hard for him to scout this. But does a Ling come at all to poke in and see this upgrade? That is the next thing I do want to look at. So no, Idra does not get to see the upgrade, and that is a big tall tale sign that they are going to be doing some type of gateway timing. If it was a Stargate play, I guess you could go +1 Zealot Stargate, but I think you'd have to go... No, you wouldn't have to double gas. I don't know. Maybe it would be possible, but I think if Idra saw this upgrade, he may have prepared a little bit differently. I do think he delayed his lair on purpose. I don't think that was a mistake looking over that, because the third gas did come down, and generally you don't get the lair right away when you do see that. You do a few extra Joan pumps, because... Or you get the roaches to deal with this. I'm not sure exactly. I'd have to rewatch the game, and we're not going to be doing that. But I don't have SC2 Gears open. We will look at probably the analysis of all the games in SC2 Gears at the end. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed that cast. I know it wasn't that entertaining of a game. I probably wouldn't be casting these just because I saw how long they were. And, but I know a lot of people wanted to watch them, so casting them anyways. I haven't really watched the games. I have no idea what happens in them. But I just knew the, well, I won't spoil anything. There could be a good game in here. There may not be. You should watch them, though, because it is Idra. And Idra games are pretty entertaining. So I will see you in the next cast.